Hello, this is Julia Bushkova, and today's topic is left-hand pizzicato. It's a very advanced violin technique, so it is definitely not for beginners. And my assistant today is my niece, Michelle Bushkova, who is visiting me here on this Thanksgiving break.
Hello. I'm very happy to be here.
Me too. So Michelle will be my assistant, my helper in demonstrating some advanced left-hand technique, and I will first explain the basics. To start from the very beginning, it's very important to remember that we should not place the finger regularly like we usually do, but to place it in between the strings. So to place it closer to the lower string rather than the one that we're going to pluck. So for instance, if I'm plucking the E string, so I will place my finger in between A and E, like this, and then pull up, or try to pull up. Every finger will do that function. So again, as you can see, I went into third position rather being in first position on purpose, because the further up we go, the higher the string is and the easier it is to pluck. Starting maybe fourth finger, like this. And at first you can just do it any regular way, and then absolutely necessarily you have to put your finger in between the strings. So if you're plucking E, you will put it close to the A, like really in between the string, and then pluck. And when you pluck, you can go sideways on E or up. So sideways or up. Sideways or up. And the same thing with first finger, of course. Then the same thing repeats on the other strings, and if you notice, my elbow immediately comes more in, and so forth on G string as well. Okay, so then when we progress with this, we can go down into the first position, which is harder because the string is closer to the fingerboard. Okay, so step number one with open string. Step number two, we will go again. I would go in a higher position and place my first finger on the string, and I will be then plucking with my 4, 3, and 2. And again, we start with E, right? And let's have the E string, and then maybe the A. Yeah, and a little bit more. And then, yeah, on G string, there is a neat little trick that many people use. Instead of going that way in plucking to the D string sort of motion, you can do the opposite, where there's no G string at all. So yes, have you ever tried that one? Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, I got it from my professor in conservatory many years ago. Anyway, that's pretty cool, and that works for a lot of people. The main things about the left-hand pizzicato are, again, I would repeat a little bit, to put this finger in between the strings and pluck either up or very fast to the side, and know where your elbow is. So on E string, I think it's probably more comfortable to have it more away, correct?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And as you go to the lower strings, the elbow will come in and help. For some people, however, it could be even helpful on E string already. So you have to practice to find out which way you are, okay? So after diligent practice, this way, in slow tempo, don't go by virtuosos who just play it immediately fast. The faster you go, the harder it is to produce a very powerful sound of plucking, obviously. So you go first slowly, and then increase your tempo. So now Michelle right now will demonstrate to us a slower version of the passage from the Tzigane that you've been working on only for about 2 weeks actually. So, but just in a slow tempo, you will demonstrate a little bit of that portion of the pizzicato passage, right? And before she starts, I would like to point out two more little details. One, as she's going to do it in pizzicato with the right hand, and then I will ask you to do it also with throwing the bow, imitating the pizzicato, which is one other way to do the same thing. Okay, so let's do the way it's written in the music.
Slow tempo.
Slow tempo, though, yes. good, very good. Okay, so that's a very good example how to practice a difficult spot slowly. And by the way, if you notice that Michelle is not actually going to any position, she's basically, she doesn't shift to the position, which is the right thing to do in this case. She's extending the finger, therefore making it flatter, which is also a good point in here because you're doing it with a quick movement to the side, correct? Exactly. So if it's movement to the side that you're using, on E string especially, you do not need to do this because this is only for plucking it up. And again, if you need that, then of course you will put your finger more in the what I call supported position. Anyway, and only after that, after you sound pretty good in this, you can increase the tempo, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just try it a little bit faster. Very good, very nice. Now we will make an experiment. It's written that way in music, and it's really more comfortable to play this way, of course. But right now I will ask you to do it with the bow, and let's see what happens. Yeah, it's harder, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, in this particular case, it's definitely harder. And actually, it is harder in every case to do it with the bow because you really have to hit a lot with the bow to imitate that this is kind of pizzicato, like really raspy kind of noise sound, right? So it also, I suggested practicing with the right hand pizzicato, even when it's written with the bow. First, practicing with the right hand is more beneficial for everybody. So, do you think we have to cover something else?
No.
Not really. One little detail for those who are really advanced, you want to try to do your pizzicato passages while doing legato in the bow or slurs. Mm-hmm. Okay, the same thing, but just playing with slurs. And it does advance this very fast exploding technique even better. But
like
I don't
this?
know, yeah. Yeah. So just really hearing pluck, 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 pluck on this way. Yeah, exactly. And then with the bow. So that's a very nice finishing touch. Another thing that might be helpful in your practice and to know how to get better and better results is with time as you practice, you will get calluses. Those calluses may be at first, I'm sorry to say, bloody blisters. And again, I would wait a bit so that they won't break on you, but eventually they will get hardened and hardened everywhere on all fingers, and the result is better. So the more calluses you have from pizzicato, the better the result. Again, points out for
Practice.
Practice, exactly. And I must say here that yes, a lot depends on the inborn strength of the hand. Some of it, of course, is trainable. But for some people who may be a fantastic violinist otherwise, left pizzicato is very, very difficult and they have to train longer. And sometimes their pizzicato will never still be the one that, of Maxim Vengerov, let's say. But nevertheless, don't be discouraged if it doesn't come out very easily, but it will at the end. And I wish you good luck with that. And I hope this video has been helpful. And thank you, Michelle, for being here.
Thank you.
But good luck to you with this very difficult technique. Again, this is a very advanced technique. It's definitely not for beginners, but good luck to you. Что такое, Господи, Боже мой. Outtakes. It goes to outtakes.
Теперь я немножко более расслаблена, не только и у меня.
Ну, конечно, Господи, еще как.